I was in the worst relationship of my entire life. I still remember the sadness that I felt when I was finally able to admit it to myself. But even then, I couldn't leave. And it would be a really long time before I was strong enough to. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we stay far too long in bad relationships? What happens to us that we perfectly intelligent, level-headed women are able to justify to ourselves beyond all sense of reason why he's treating us the way he does? We come up with rationalizations for why it's okay that he has rules about how often he can spend time with us. We invent reasons why it's understandable that he needs so much guy time, why it always has to be the way he wants it to be, and why do we continue to believe that we're so much better off with him than on our own? See, the reality is we're not, and deep down we do know it. We'd be so much better off on our own at this point. So much better off without this guy bringing us down, doing a number on our self-esteem. But we have such a hard time believing that because when it's good, it really is that good, right? And we focus so much on those moments that we forget how it feels the rest of the time. If you can relate to this, pause the video right here and take a moment to add in a comment below, even if it's just a yes or no, not really. I'd love to hear your take on this. And click the subscribe button while you're at it. Because the thing with these kinds of relationships is that as bad as they can be, we also know just how good they can be, no matter how rare it is. The relationship has so much potential, if only it could be that way all the time. If only he could be that way all the time. But that's what got us into this mess in the first place. See, we have a hard time looking at things through that lens of reality. We so want to see what we want to see, what we know could be there, that we just don't see what's really there. The reality of this not so great relationship that we're in. My point is simply that in spite of how we can come to view them, these guys really are not that amazing. In fact, all too often they only seem so amazing after they become so indifferent to us. There's nothing special. There's nothing more than any other guys out there and probably less. But they've got something that reels us in and then keeps us hooked the longer we stay. The truth is, if they really were so amazing, we'd feel really good about them and ourselves while we're with them and while we're away from them. We wouldn't be having this roller coaster of the highs and lows that you're experiencing, where one minute you're so excited to be with him and feeling on cloud 9, and the next minute you're in agony because you called him on his cell phone and he's not answering, because there's something about this guy that you know you just can't completely trust. So you have to keep calling. You have to keep texting him because you have to know where he is right now. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Stop right there with me for a minute. Okay, if this guy was all that, you would never, ever have to keep calling him to find out where he is. He would have left you a message. He'd have texted you. He would have called you to tell you he was going to be late. Or he'd have somehow figured out a way to let you know. More importantly, this reaction that you're having to your guy being late and not calling you, texting, it's a huge clue that something is really wrong here. Your radar is going off. I mean, after all, you are a smart, beautiful woman and you're obsessively calling some guy. The reason your radar is going off is because you know deep down you can't trust him. You do know where he is. You're smart. That radar is your intuition that is usually totally accurate when it comes to this guy. If you really listen to what it's telling you, that you can't trust him. The reality is, this isn't going to get any easier because now he's learning that he can get away with treating you like this and still have you. And you're learning that you're not worth anything more than him. Your self-esteem is getting lower and lower and lower. And this is the hook. This is what keeps you here. He sees how little respect and affection and attention you're willing to settle for and still stick around, and he doles out just that right amount. The good news is there's a way out of this. You can change it, because what makes all the difference to you getting unhooked is first realizing that this isn't about you. This is not personal. This way that he's being, it's about him. It's the way he was raised, the way he learned about being in relationships, the way his personality works, the way his dad treated his mom, the way his best buddy treats his girlfriend. Whatever it is about him and not you. His lack of ability to know a good thing when he sees it and start doing the work to make it happen. And his lack of willingness to seek out some help for himself if he can't figure it out. That is his problem, that is not yours. And realizing this makes letting go easier. This is not personal, but it is becoming your problem the longer you stay with him, because it's bringing you down when you could be out finding someone who is the real deal, someone who loves to be with you and actually treats you that way. The only way we ever begin to make a change is by waking up to the need to make a change. You can't change him. So the only thing left is to change yourself in the way you see things for what they really are. That's what we're beginning to do here. We're waking up. However long it takes, wherever you're at right now, it's time to regain your inner strength, because this is not all that you deserve. You deserve